All right, we are now ready to begin the Oklahoma press conference. Once again, please make sure all your phones are muted. Coach, could we please start with an opening statement?
I couldn't have asked for any better effort from our guys, especially defensively. The effort they gave for 40 minutes, I couldn't, as a coach, ask for anything more from these guys. We didn't get some shots to fall. They made two big ones in a row. Caravan made two big ones in a row, but just the one thing I told them, they can't have any regrets. They left everything they had on the floor, guarding a lot of movement, and I thought defensively their effort was outstanding.
Jaden, can we get in the middle there?
Good. Yeah, Porter, John Hoover, Sooners on SI. The last 3 minutes of the first half, last 3 or so minutes of the second half, no field goals went down. Shot selection, movement without the ball. How did you feel about those 2 periods of the game?
It was 54-54, and we had two. We got to the paint and we took 2 shots with some of our guards in the trees, and those are 2 possessions that, and they went, and Caravan hit a 3. It went from 1, then went from 1 to 4. We did the same thing. We got down in the paint. We had one of our guards again take a shot in the trees, and then instead of we knew kicking out, and then they had a tip in and went from 1 to 6 on 2 straight possessions of where we tried to take on the trees, and we shouldn't. We were spacing it. I thought we did some things of not having a lot of layups fall early. It was one of our poorest 3-point shooting nights. 3-point. We've been uber efficient offensively. I think we were 23 or 24 in offensive efficiency coming to the game. I just thought that. But yeah, those 2 possessions, and then we took a 3 and airballed a 3, I think, from the corner and out of bounds play. But the 2 ones that stick out are the back-to-back driving in, and one of our guards trying to take on when we could kick and then play closeout basketball. Those were and they capitalized on it. Caravan, he's won 13 games, I think, in a row, and he showed why. That 3 and then that mid-range shot that he hit were 2 big shots for them.
Other questions? Cooper, can we go up front?
Yeah, Colton Sully, the Oklahoman. Porter, you started off talking about the defensive effort from your group, and you just mentioned how efficient you guys have been offensively of late. Did you, coming into this game, did you know that you guys were kind of going to be in this defensively, or what did you like specifically there?
Well, we knew our defense, with the movement. If you saw it firsthand, UConn's movement is never ending. But we got them to the end of the shot clock a bunch. I thought, I think they had 64 possessions. They got 67 points. I think they've been only under 1 point per possession one time all year. I thought Mo obviously we were shorthanded inside when Mo was out. I thought Reed was able to capitalize on that. I can't tell you how much Mo, with the effort he gave defensively and our guards guarding all that movement. We just 3 for 17. I thought we didn't capitalize on a bunch of layups, I thought. But they gave the defensive effort against that offense that we were asking for, with the exception of some rebounds. They got some, but that depth inside when Mo was out, I think they capitalized on that as well.
Okay, Jaden, can we go up front?
Yeah, Porter, just how tough was it, or was it tough at all to keep those guys locked in, engaged? You love to say don't let your offense dictate your defense, but when you're shooting that rough of a night, how tough was it?
It was obviously tough, but I didn't think they let it bother them. I thought our effort after possession was outstanding. I mean, the way that's not easy to guard as much movement as they have, and I thought we guarded it very well. We just had some tough possessions down the stretch. Trying to take back-to-back, trying to take on their big man in there, and. But I didn't think they I think they let their offense dictate their defense at all. I thought we played hard, possession by possession, even when we were missing shots. Yeah, I thought we got. I felt at the beginning. I think you referenced the 11-2 start. Man, I thought our guys were ready. I thought we got some good looks. I'll look back at the tape, but we had some good looks. Bryson had one. We missed a couple layups, but we didn't let it bother him. We stayed defending, and clawed back into it.
Okay, second row there.
Tom Green, 24/7 Sports. Porter, I know yesterday you referred to Jalen as the heart and soul of this team, but for him to, have the struggles in the first half that he had, and then be able to kind of battle back and kind of will you guys back into the game there early in the second half, just what does that say about him and, just reflect on his 2 years at Oklahoma?
Well, I'll start with that. I thought that was Jalen's best defensive effort of the year. I thought the way he was guarding and denying and playing hard, he didn't take breaks. That was, his defensive effort was phenomenal. In this world of the transfer portal and the NIL, being able to have retention on some guys, it's tough. It's tough to retain guys, and we didn't retain a couple guys. And I remember sitting with Jalen at a luncheon in Miami and talking to him about, staying and coming back. And, from his first year coming from Georgia Tech and buying into the skill development, you look at how much he got better from year 1 to 2. And then his jump again. And to us, the thing I remember about Jalen is he takes every loss so hard. And every day we'd come back and we'd say, fall 7, rise 8. Keep coming back up. And he was the one that was just looking in the eye and believed. And every time I was just like, there's a path, there's a path. And I told each one of them, someday you're going to tell your own kid about this team, about the resilience you had when then the paths just kept on closing, but you kept on finding a path no matter what someone else believed. We believed, and Jalen was the leader of that believing. And on one hand, I'm happy that we got to this, but on the other hand, I know him, I know myself, I know the teammates. We didn't come in here just to be happy we were here. I don't think our effort showed that. We just simply had, not a great efficient night on offense. And, but I love Jalen so much, and I'll have a lifelong relationship with him. I can't wait to see his next step, but I'll be forever grateful that he believed and he just kept on getting better. And then he was the resilient through this, crazy season, of 13-0. You look at some of those things. You win your rival at Bedlam. You win the Battle of Atlantis. You win the Jordan Brand games. We start out 13-0, and then we had a rough spot, the SEC. We went in there. We grew through it. We had a bunch of tough losses, but all of a sudden these guys kept on believing, and that's what I'll remember this team by is the adversity we had to go through with this league, and then to keep trying to find a way. And when Sam went out to win, 3 quad 1 wins in a row, win at your rival on the road with your back against the wall, and that's resiliency. And I think these guys will always remember that.
Okay, I'm afraid that's all the time we have. But, Coach, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.